So here we are, first walk of 2025, Saturday the 4th of January. Just me and Ralph today. First tour, Bagga Tor, standing on. You can just see the car down there. We came up the lane from Wapsworthy. Spinning around, you've got Tavy, Collie, Tor, all that over there. Then we've got Standon here, which is what we're going to try and get to today. Tor up on the top out there. Then sweeping around, White Tor, and then Peter Tavy and Mary Tavy back down in the valley down there. Bitterly cold day. We're showing 2 on the car when we got out. And like a fool, I forgot my gloves and my hat, so we won't be doing that much filming today. Dog's kind of wondering what we're doing up here. But this hopefully will be the first of 50 Dartmoor walks this year, is the plan. Bit of a New Year's resolution. So hopefully we'll see lots of friends and lots of different dogs and have a few swims along the way. I don't think we're swimming today. We'll be lucky to get around this without getting frostbite. Okay, so we're off up the track, work our way up onto Tor up the top over there. So we've just walked off the top of Bagga Tor over there and then come up the track to the range hut up onto the open moor. So the Land Rover's parked just down this track, so if you didn't want to go up onto Bagga Tor, you can just walk up the track to get to here. Proper cold day today though, and then that's where we're trying to get to, Standon Hill. Never been up there before. I think the views are going to be quite nice once we get up there, but we'll see how we get on because it is bitterly cold. See how the dog does. Okay, onwards. So as you leave Bagga Tor, which is on the ridge down there, you walk up the military track, which is the range hut, which is there. Then there's a track that comes up by the side of the wall. And then you pick up this feature, which is marked, I think, as a track on the map. It's more of a gully. And we're going to follow this one around, and that goes up to the saddle between Standon and Lynch. There's Lynch Tor there. And oh my God, I've been up there several times already. So you have choices here. We are just inside the range here, so you can only do this walk, okay, on a day when the range isn't firing. But there'll be flags down at the hut if it's closed, and it's open every weekend. So basically, it's a few sheep left out of the moor. I think we will go up to Lynch Tor, so we're so close. Look at the sheep, and hopefully we can see some stuff out in the middle of the moor, fertile and stuff like that. So we had a little chat, Ralph and me, and he decided he wanted to come up to Lynch Tor, so we're up here so that he can play with the sheep. He's just guarding them at the minute. So just so you got your bearings, folks. So the Land Rover's just down there behind Bagga Tor, which is just on the ridge. You can't really see it. We came up the military track to the range hut, which is there. Came up the boundary wall, picked up this track gully to where the sheep are down here, and then just worked our way up onto Lynch Tor. So over here, you've obviously got North Estuary and the mast at Princetown. You've then got Great Mist Tor there. You come around, you've got the Stapletons. I don't think you can see Roo Tor at the minute. Then you've got Cox Tor over there and White Tor here above Peter Tavy. So that's everything that's south to us. Spinning round, we've got Standon Hill, which is where we're going. It looks like there's a track going across it, which is nice. And then behind Standon Hill and before the next ridge, you've got Tavy Cleeve pushing up into there. So we've got Gerter, okay, and then we've got Sharp Tor, is it? Sharp Tor, there's a little one there. Okay, then you've got Great Links up on there. Goat to the left of the streamway. Green Tor to the right. Not sure what that one on the skyline is. That might be Yes Tor. So here we are on Standon Hill. Super blowy, so I'm just hiding behind the horse pen, I guess, or the horse shelter. There's an observation post just the other side of this rock, but it's very windy over there. So we got choices here. It's taken us an hour and a quarter to get up here. So Alfie down here, just enjoying himself. Good boy, hiding from the wind. While we have a quick cup of coffee. He's just had some ham for his breakfast, so he's quite happy. Our choices are we can try and get down into Tavy Cleeve, but I think that's going to be a bit of a fight, or we can go basically west off here, down off the slope of Standon Hill and then try and get down to the River Tavy, which I think is what we're going to do, and then there's a path that walks back up from there, back up to Bagga Tor. So if you do it, you've got choices in terms of what you do. The views are spectacular, but come on a nice day, and today is not a nice day. It's super cold, super windy. The movement over from Lynch Tor across to here is a little bit boggy and marshy and typical Dartmoor, sort of like hilly, baby's heads we call them, stepping through, but nothing that's I haven't done before, which is worse than that. So reasonable. Okay, so there's not really much to see from here, just hiding behind this stable, but the views are spectacular. They're just going to be super windy as soon as we stand up and get out here, and I want to try and keep the little dog warm as best I can. Yes. Right, okay, so another slurp of coffee, a bit of chocolate, and then we'll be on our way down the hill. So here we are, we just come down off Standon Hill, bit of a fight coming down through the clitter. There's various sheep paths and tracks and things, but nothing too defiant, so a bit of meandering around. There's Bagga Tor there, just there. So the Land Rover's just the other side of that, and we walked up that ridge, up past the tree is Lynch Tor, and then come back round and down into here. Ralph is off playing with sheep somewhere. Good boy, go on. Go on. There he is, just round in the sheep hole. He's found the hole there. Go on. He was chasing a sheep. Well, rounding them up rather than chasing them. And then, so we've come just so you've got Tavy Cleeve just off to the side here. So there's Lane End over there with the farmhouse and the trees. And we've got a couple of choices down here. So there's a cut through, I think, through the boundary wall onto a farm track here. Off we go slightly further around, there's a path down by the river. So we're going to have a look at that, but we're finally getting off the top of the hill in the wind. Nice walk. So once you're through the gate, you basically step round a bit of a stream and go up to the left into the field on the left, and then follow along the right hand field boundary for about 100 meters or so. Then as soon as you can, there's a gap in the wall, you drop back down right to the stream or the river, and then you're into this beautiful little wooded riverside walk down through here. In the summer there'll be quite a lot of bracken and stuff around, but this time of the year it's relatively clear. I've been through here a couple of times with Ralph, and it's absolutely gorgeous. There's a few spots where you can stop and take a dip if you want to. First time we came here was when it was super wet and the river was in flood. And so you're kind of like a little bit limited as to where you could go that day. But if you miss the gap to get back off the field, you can just come down. The field gets progressively more gnarly. You end up in all this kind of like area here. But down by the river, walking through here is the place to be. And you're going to pick up the main public footpath in a minute with a bridge which crosses the Tavy from Lane End and goes towards Bagga Tor, which will be our way back. But lots of places down in here to take a picnic or put your feet in the river, or if you're brave enough you can just about get in and swim. But we're seeing it in the winter. It's quite low at the minute because there hasn't been a lot of rain recently. But you get the idea. Beautiful secluded little woodland walk. Not many people find this, so you're pretty much on your own if you come down here normally. Ralph, good boy, come on. Here he is, here he is, good boy. So eventually, after about 10 minutes of walking down between the wall and the stream, beautiful walk, you come out to the public footpath. So there's a bridge across the river here, which if you take the path the other side of this bridge, it's a little like tracky path. It's public right away. It takes you up to Wapsworthy farm, which is just before Lane End. So you could start the walk at Lane End and do the circle from there, but what we're going to do is we're going to follow this path back now around a little bit further down the Tavy, and then we're going to cut up through farmland back towards Bagga Tor. Just try and do everything one-handed, but a substantial bridge. First time I came here with Ralph was when all of this was in spate, and this was a raging torrent through here, quite spectacular. But there you go, nice circular walk. So we've got the uphill bit at the end to climb back up to Bagga Tor. Following this path follows along by the side of the river for, I think if memory serves me right, 200 or 300 meters, and then cuts up. So you just got to pick your way through the fields. Pretty obvious where you're going, really. And I'm sure there's more swim spots along the river down here. This is the River Tavy proper now. We just come off a tributary down into it, but you can see pretty straightforward, really, and quite a pretty little walk. Good valley alternative for a windy day when you don't want to be up on the tops. And Ralph's just about to spot a sheep now. Here he goes. You watch him now. Bang, there he goes, just spotted it. Go on, Ralph, go on. Stealth mode. Good boy. So eventually, after about 10 minutes of walking down the valley next to the river, okay, kind of get this little braided section, so the main river's just over there. Okay, you come to this footbridge, cross the stream with the footbridge, and then what we're going to do is we're going to turn left away from the river now and head up towards the farm track. So again, all public bridleway this. Another pretty little walk up through here, if memory serves. Where the dog's gone now. Oh, here he is. Good boy, good dog. And we'll climb back up towards Bagga Tor now. So there's Standon Hill, and we came down straight down the side of the hill through the clitter there, which I think is probably better to walk along off that flank if I did it again. Down to the boundary wall there with the farm. There's public access land down through this ground here, so we could have come straight down and picked up the farm track which runs across through here, but we went around the farm boundary behind these trees down into the valley, and then they've walked the public bridleway footpath back round up through the valley up here. We're just about to pop out on the farm track here when we go through the gate, and you can see behind us, just hiding behind the tree, is Bagga Tor. So we're nearly back. We've just got to work our way back up the lane system, and then there's a final little cut through footpath that takes us back to the car. So nearly there. So as we walk up the lane to Bagga Tor Farm, I think it's called, quite a steep little concrete lane to come up. You get to this junction here just as you get to the farm, and then as you can see, Bagga Tor off to the left there. We have spotted some sheep, or some rocks that look like sheep. You can see the public footpath kind of carries straight on. So our way is on up the track here. You don't want to go through the gate into the farm. You can see we're nearly back. We just got to pick our way up this track onto the moor, and then it's a short walk across to where the Land Rover's parked. So, short walk up the track from Bagga Tor Farm. It's about just under 8 kilometres, I think, 2.5 hours walking, and you get back to the gate, which is going to lead you back onto the farmland. And if we're lucky, yes, there she is, there's the Land Rover. So first walk of 2025 on Dartmoor done with the dog. Bagga Tor, back where we started. So a nice mixture really. Got some couple of high tours, some off-road Dartmoor, sort of like trying to fight your way across open terrain, lots of lovely river walking, and then classic Dartmoor Devon lane footpathy stuff and open moor. So a right old mixture, pretty good route for a day like today. First time we walked this valley walk here was when the rivers were super high and everything was flooded, so it was a nice safe place to come with Ralph. A few swimming spots along there that we've used in the summer, not for today, but route 1 of 50 for this year with the dog on Dartmoor done. So I look forward to the rest of them, and hopefully we'll have a mixture of company and a mixture of dogs. But for now, it's time to go and find something warm to drink. Bye. Come on. Good boy. The dog's quite pleased to be out of the wind. Good dog, Ralph. Well done. Good boy.